Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough of a deck that I've wanted for quite a while called Tarot Nuages by, I think it's Gniedmann is how you pronounce it. I absolutely love this deck, and I first saw it on Etsy, but it was about 80, I think $80, including plus postage, I should say. So I decided not to, to purchase it. I was sort of keeping my eye on it. Anyway, I finally found it on actually the Book Depository, which I kind of avoid from buying from because they take so very, very long to get here to Australia. But it wasn't actually too bad, the wait. And I have got another Lenormand deck by the same creator as well on its way too, which I'll do a walkthrough later on when I get that one. So this is, just comes in the actual box. It's by US Game Systems. Oh, that's just what it looks like in the box. Nothing too exciting. That's the backs of the cards there. So he said that he based this on the Marseilles deck of all things, but with a more updated sort of versions. Not really updated. Well, it is updated, but more in line what he thinks it should look like. So it's actual town. It's got welcome to the town of Nuages, towers and palaces and all that sort of thing. So it goes a little bit about it there, about the different suits of tarot. So actually I should read that because that's quite good. So it's the deck continues the tradition of the Tarot of Marseille, having taken it as a source of inspiration since the times when the town was part of our world. So through the ages, the odd creatures have found their places in the tarot, becoming minions for the different suits. So the Wands suit connects with the fire element, is followed by eager goblins and spirits of fire called imps. The chalices, whose element is water, attract penguins, creature of ocean and ice, and tender fairy pixies. The suit of swords and the air element is illustrated by grim, ponderous creatures that inhabit the upper floors and rooftops of Nuages. These are warlike and enduring gargoyles, and the coins, referring to the earth element and productivity, become associated with mushrooms and bees. He goes on to say the historical figures from different ages and 4 different noble families form the court cards, with each family representing its archetypical suit. The mighty demigods formed a pantheon of what we are used to calling the major arcana. For example, the clowned god, I hope I pronounced this right, I think Megogiux, is depicted as the fool, and L'Autrice, the powerful entity, is shown on the High Priestess card. These references are due to the powers, personalities, and deeds of demigods, which show them aligned with those cards meeting. There's not a strict connection, but, So he goes on about how he thought about the idea, or how it came about several years ago when he first got introduced to tarot, seeing most of them on the Rider Waite, but he really loved the original Marseille style decks with their simple images suggesting the essence of old times. So as the time passed, he came up with, going on about connecting the two and making his own very original deck, as is the Lenormand deck, which I can't wait to get my hands on. So it's got, got all the meanings and everything like that. I think it's got a couple of spreads in the back. Yeah, he's got the X spread and the Quest as well. And that's it. So let's have a look at the actual cards themselves. So like I said, that is the back of the cards. Nothing too flash. I mean, I like US Games card stock. I think it's pretty good. So I haven't edged it or anything like that yet. I don't know if I will. So these are hopefully this table isn't wobbling. I haven't done a face down like this for so long now, so hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to make sure that's all central. So as you can see, look at that artwork. Isn't it just absolutely stunning? I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. So here we've got the full, so they're still in order, so I might as well turn them around, I suppose. There's the Magician there. I just might pull that just down a little bit further, just so it makes it easier for me to reach. High Priestess. This deck very much reminds me of the Tarot of the She, which I have wanted to for a long time, but the black borders put me off, and I can't be bothered trimming and edging and all that sort of stuff a deck. And when I saw this one, I thought, oh, I just love it. I love the color palette. I've got quite a few decks that will go with this particular deck as well. The Emperor. So yeah, it's got that vibe about it, but it's different in its own. I love how it's borderless. Hierophant there. Lovers. This really appeals to me. It's kind of, particularly this particular card here, it kind of reminds me of the old stories and picture books that my German grandmother used to read me when I was a kid. There was this actual story, because I bite my nails and I still bite my nails, and there was this story, and all you used to see was a black silhouette, and I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it was something that his mother said, that make sure you don't suck your thumb. I think this was sucking your thumb, but she said because I bite my nails, so she changed it for me, that, you know, this figure will come up and chop his thumb. So what does he do? As soon as his mum leaves, he starts sucking his thumb, and then of course this figure comes and cuts off his finger. I suppose it's quite graphic, isn't it? But you know, hey, we were tough kids back then. Here we've got the beautiful Chariot, dinosaurs, and yeah, both of them are dinosaurs, and if I knew my dinosaurs I'd tell you what they are, but I don't. We've got Justice. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's just got such a beautiful he's really captured the essence of Old World charm. I really do believe he has. The Wheel of Fortune. I kind of like this one too, because it hasn't got all the animals and everything that's associated with it. It's got it's like a pair of like shoots. It could even be earthworms coming up from the bottom there. I haven't actually read the book, so here's Strength, a very different looking lion. It's got 4 eyes. Isn't it fantastic? It's just, I think it's gorgeous. Hanged Man here. I love the Death card. I think that's pretty awesome. Temperance. Devil card. I really like the Devil card, actually. And why I like this, because there are actually no chains. You can't see anything changed. And you know what this really reminds me of, particularly in these days and times, because of the COVID, you know, a lot of people have been working at home, and I've read some real horror stories about how there's some sort of app that Microsoft's got that can tell you if you leave your keyboards, that bosses are watching them, or now they want them to come back in the office, but people are happy at home. And it's come around whole circle that people are not bowing down to their bosses or corporations anymore. They're actually choosing their life over work. They're choosing to be happy. And I think this Devil card portrays that fact really well. We're just not going to bow down and cop it anymore, sort of thing. Same goes with climate change, everything like that. I think this Devil card is absolutely superb. Here we got the Tower card. I like the way the fears, you know, we've got these wild beasts, even a person here, and it looks very much like a picture from hell, doesn't it? And I think sometimes that's what we feel like, is when we instigate change in our life, or change comes about very suddenly and abruptly, like with me with breast cancer, you know, you tend to think the worst, you know, the demons come, you know, you feel like if you let go, that you are going to be caught by your demons and how you have to fight them. So I really like this particular. It's kind of like Dante's Inferno, isn't it? Here we got the beautiful Star, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I just noticed the tree. That reminds me of my beautiful tree. It's almost the same shape, except it comes up in a couple of different branches at the bottom there. Trunks, I should say, not branches. We've got the Moon. So he's kept, you know, like, it's very traditional, but it's very different at the same time. I absolutely love this sun depiction. I love the mo and the beard. It reminds me of my husband. Come to Judgment. I like, you know what I like about that? I like about the spiral. I like the way that, you know, the tunnel, like it's coming down through the tunnel. There's so many near-death experiences, people say that they go through a tunnel. And then we've got the World. So now we'll come to the major cards. What I might do is I just might move them to the side. Second, so we've got the Ace of Wands. I love this Two of Wands, because this is what it's like, isn't it? It's making a decision of which way you're going to go. You know, you're looking back towards the past on how things went, but you are looking to the future as well, and you have to sort of decide if you want to bring something back from the past that maybe didn't work out in the past and try again, or try something completely different, because he's looking sort of towards the right. It reminds me of that, what's that figure from Star Wars? Are they Ewoks? I can't remember. No, Yoda, that's it. Here we got the Three of Wands. So he's still got the boats coming in, but it's very different, isn't it? Oh, I absolutely love it. We've got the Four of Wands here. They're actually building a house, which I think is quite nice. Or are they building a doorway to another world, another porthole? The Five of Wands. We've got the Six. So as you can see with the difference between the major arcana and the minor, it's just got one black line, whereas the major ones have got two. And of course you'd be able to, if you're one of those people that like to use reversals, you will be able to do so with this deck. Got the 7, 8. That really portrays news coming from a distance, doesn't it, this particular image? Got the 9 of Wands. Very reminiscent of when you're looking at these two, you would think the 8 would look like. No, sorry, this is Wands. You know what I was thinking of then? Swords. I was thinking of swords. So, yeah, ignore that. And we got the 10 of Wands. Got the Page there. The Knight. No horse, just the actual knight. The Queen. Just wondering, is there a cat anywhere in there? Not that I can see, no cat. I'm not fond of the Marseilles deck myself, so I don't know if in the Marseilles deck they actually had a cat, or if that was something that Pamela Coleman Smith actually put in with her Rider-Waite emoji. Beautiful King. And we come to the beautiful cups. Ace of Chalices, so they're called chalices in here. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm really attracted to this colour tone lately, earthy colour tones. Maybe because everything was so much up in the air when I was fighting cancer that, yeah, and I need down to earth. Even the crystals I've got, like on the other side you can't see, but I've got a piece of tiger iron here as well. So I'm very attracted to these earthly tones. 5. There we go. The 6. This is interesting, the 6 of chalices, because everything's withered in each chalice, isn't it? And sometimes when we look back on the past, we look at the past through rose-coloured glasses. But if we take a closer look, as this penguin seems to be doing, we realise that really it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. Here we got the 7 of chalices. There's only really 2 of them that are full. Others have just got sort of liquid in them. I love this 8 of chalices. I love all the faces on it. Into the 9. Little penguin reminds me of Pengu. Used to be something my kids used to watch when they were little. 10. And come to the Page of chalices. Very genie-like, that one, isn't it? The Knight. Interesting, the Knight, the Wands was facing towards the right and the next one's to the left. I wonder if that goes on through the rest of the cards. Queen. The King. Nice green seaweed type beard. Then we come to the sword suit. I like this one too. Better the devil you know, often is meaning to attach to this one. Here we got the 3 of Swords, and I really like this one because the 3 of Swords for me is not necessarily heartache. It's, you know, it's the journey of the unknown. That's what caused sort of the angst when I feel on this card. You know, it's a new direction coming in your life that you don't know as yet, and the burden of that shows by he's holding this heart up with this sort of gargoyle-like figure on the top of it there. Just what's going to happen, which way you're going to choose, sort of thing. You got the 4 of Swords. 5 is another different depiction of the 5, which I quite like. More like of a battle with yourself than others. 6 of Swords. And I like this depiction of the 6 of Swords too. There's no like just sailing in a boat to smooth the waters, because even though you are sailing maybe to smooth the waters, you do carry the burdens of what's happened to you from the past or what's going on currently in your life as well. And it shows clearly on the face, but also the determination to move on. Here we've got the 7. There we go, there's the 8 of Swords. That's what I was thinking. And the other one, this one kind of looks like a crown. Heavy the crown. What's that saying? Heavy the head that wears the crown. Yeah, I think the Queen is like that now, because I mean it's obvious now that she's getting a little bit on in years that she needs to hand over the reign, but it must be very hard to do so when she's done it her entire life, you know. Yeah, the 9 of Swords. We got the 10. Page. Yep, the knight's facing this way now. Oops. We have our Queen of Swords. I like this Queen of Swords. It's not the sturdiness that you usually get, doesn't it? She just looks deep in thought, you know. Sword is actually in the ground, not up in the air. Yes, I do like that one. This one's across the lap. I like these. I really like this deck. I think I might use it for next week's reading, for the week ahead. The Ace of Coins here. The only thing I don't know about this, made by Gniedmann, I can understand that, but then it's got US Game Systems 2021. I don't know if I really like that. I think I would have liked that maybe perhaps on the back, not actually on the actual, you know. That's the only thing I don't really like in out of the whole lot is just the writing on there. I suppose I could, you know, I might be able to colour that in with some green texture or something. Let's have a look at that. We've got the 3. So as you can see, the mushrooms have popped up and beautiful little gorgeous beads. 4 of Coins. And I like the way that it's wrapped up with rope, you know, because often this can mean someone who's, you know, holding on tightly to money as well. We got the 5 of Coins. 6. 7. It's just beautiful, isn't it? 8. The 9. 10. We've got the Page of Coins. Kind of looks a bit shifty, that one, doesn't it? Hey. Yeah, and we got the Knight again. Excuse me, you can hear my cat. Queen of Coins. Very focused on her coin there. And we've got the King of Coins. And then this is an extra card, the Town. So what did he say about that? Where did I put the book? Way over there. So that's the actual town of Nuages, and he has got it written right at the back. The Town card is an extra card depicting the town of Nuages shortly after its founding. It adds a decorative element to the deck, but if one wants to use it in readings, the meaning is one's own world, stable and secure, a place for fantasy and rest, the walls that define and defend. So there you have it. That is the most gorgeous deck that I haven't fallen in love with many decks for a while. Absolutely, I don't know if I can do it, like shuffles like a dream. I'm going to shuffle it up because I've noticed that a lot of people like to see what kind of other cards that you can pair with this. Now, when I saw this deck, I knew straight away that this deck would go with quite a lot of actually I've got a lot of decks that it'll go with, but I've sort of tried to stick to some that kind of got the same colour palette, and because that's what I've been attracted to lately, and that sort of makes sense, everything I've been through, just a nice, I don't know how well these are going to be shuffled because I'm not the best shuffler in the world, but let's give it a go. So first of all, so I might as well just pop that right there in the middle and make sure that I've got enough room. I'm going to stand up actually, so I can keep that one in the middle. And yeah, sorry for the table wobble there. I'm just going to grab another deck for a punch in the face type of Right, so the first thing deck that I thought would go well with this deck is, and this is what I thought when I saw it, is the Ink Witch. So as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It's just, you know, it's the same colour palette. And it's going to be upside down now, isn't it? I think, yep. I'll just turn that around. Or maybe not, maybe they're all marked. Oh, I think I dropped them before, yeah. So as you can see, that would go absolutely beautiful. It's just a slightly darker colour palette. And I also thought that, actually I'll grab that. Will that fit in? I might move one of my little hearts. Let's pop that over there for now. Just move that over. And I also thought that the Deviant Moon would absolutely fantastic with this deck as well. As you can see, have a look at that. That looks really, really good all together. So then if we're taking that off, don't they look fabulous? They look really, really nice together. I really love that. I knew the Ink Witch would be this deck, the Inkwitch, is absolutely fabulous to read with. It's really, really, really good. I can't sort of recommend that high enough. There's that one that I'm not all that fond of. But as you can see, the colours, this is quite light, and this is, you know, this is very colourful and rich, but it's got that dark overtone of brown in it, and this is different shades of brown altogether. So I think these decks look absolutely wonderful altogether, and I think I'll enjoy. I think next week's reading, we're going to use Inkwitch in this one, and yeah, we'll go from there. So that's these decks there. That's what I thought would look really, really nice together. Because I've got a couple of decks, I'm not going to go through the whole deck because that'll just take too much time. So I'll put the ones that I've used to the side up there, and that one. So that's a beautiful deck that I think will look awesome with it. And I thought for something different, because nobody seems to think of this when they do these pairings. Because, you know, I've been reading Lenormand just as long as I have reading the tarot. So I've got a couple of Lenormand decks here that I think will go well with it. So this is by Alexandre Mazrak, and that's his, I've forgotten the name of it now, but, oh gosh, what's the name of it? It's on the tip of my tongue and it's gone. And this is the stained glass one by a lady on Etsy whose name is gone as well, but anyway. But I thought that these two Lenormand decks would look rather great with it as well. As you can see, it's kind of the same sort of color. Again, this is lighter again, but I thought that this would look really, really nice together with these two. I've done walkthroughs of all of these decks, and if I can find it, I'll put the little cards up there, but that's something that I thought would look nice, is the Lenormand deck. I was a little bit disappointed with the stained glass one. It looked much more vibrant on the actual Etsy shop than it did when you got it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I still like it because it's different. So these are another two decks that I thought would look really nice. A couple of Lenormand decks, just for something different. For those of you Lenormand readers out there, we kind of get forgotten. Geez, I haven't been doing this for a long time, have I, as you can tell. Put that one to the side. And another one that I thought as an oracle deck, I think this one would, this is the Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon, and I thought they would look really nice together as well, as you can see, along with my last deck that I think, which is not really long because I've got others. I think the Hush Tarot as well would look absolutely awesome with this one. So as you can see, I've edged my Hush Tarot, and I'm sorry for that table wobbling. There we go. So that's another one. I think these look really, really good together, as you can see. Absolutely beautiful. The colours kind of marry in really well, particularly with the Pentacle suit, I think. I think that looks really, really nice. So, yeah. It looks like, I think this is the deck that started it all, me actually trying to get, you know, getting stuck into more earthly type decks. I've had this one for quite a long time, actually. I haven't used it for a while. Well, you know, obviously because I've been sick, I haven't really felt like reading. But, yeah, I think these look really, really nice together, as you can see. I think they complement one another quite well. So that's another sort of pairing. Put this over here. If you can hear a lot of noises and moving around, it's my dog. He's not as settled as what Oscar was in my videos. And the last one I thought, just for a bit of fun, just for a bit of a, as you can all know, that I'm not really one when I do readings, and if I'm going to put a deck together, more often than not, I like something that punches you in the face. It gives a bit of a shock value, and I couldn't think of anything better really than these two decks together, which of course is the, gosh, I can think of the, what is that called? The Bonefire Tarot, there you go. I thought these two would look nice. Really different, really, you know, really. The reason why I like doing readings, even though probably next week I'm going to have all the same colour palette because that's what I'm attracted to lately. The reason I like doing really vibrant sort of colourful deck like this with something that's very monotone colour palette is because it is like a punch in the eyes. It assaults your eyes. It makes you think what this actual reading is trying to tell you. So we're looking at Justice and Justice, and the Chariot. you know, there's, what have we got in common? We've got two scales and we've got two dinosaurs here. Which way are they pulling? Which way, you know, you're the one that's in control, but sometimes one side pulls more than the other. And then this is suggesting is that, you know, you are the one that has to keep things in balance. It's up to you to keep that primal energy under control, and then things should go your way. So that's kind of how I look at it. But I also pick out little things. So here we've got the 9 of chalice and the Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups looks very, very sad. So perhaps she's had a wish that has been granted, but it's not cracked up to what it's meant to be. Yeah, so she's not all that happy. The fish doesn't look too great in there. Looks like it might be dead. So, you know, that's what I look like. You know, uncomfortable thoughts in your head. There's a lot of different, look like rose thorns in there. You know, there's something that's happened that's supposed to be happy that's not really happy. Maybe she fell pregnant after giving up, but now she's a little bit older and doesn't want to. Love this 9 of Swords. You know, you're looking at something with blinkers on. So yeah, I thought these two would be absolutely wonderful together as well. I think also the Voyager Tarot would be terrific with this one too. So there you have it. That is the beautiful new Tarot Nuages with Gniedmann. And once I get that Lenormand deck of his in my hot little hands, I will do a walkthrough of that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, give it a like and a thumbs up. And until next time, this is Tracy.